What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing Wicso part 2, or What If Civilization Started Over part 2. Now, right, now when I did the first one, obviously it got you obviously enjoyed it since there was 3 likes and there was 8 people who watched it, so basic maths, that's good. So yeah, I'm going to be doing it again. So we're going to start where I left off, which is over here. So what is going to happen is, obviously we have all of these countries. Old lands doesn't like Egypt. That's one of the relations, I'm just going to say. Same with new lands, obviously. Now, old lands, because they don't want Egypt to expand a bunch, old lands is going to kind of just start exploring themselves in Africa. So they're going to explore a bunch of land. Why? Because they want to make sure all of this land doesn't go over to Egypt. They want to basically surround Egypt. So from their colony, they're going to go over here, and they're going to connect up with Egypt's discovered lands. And now that they know where Egypt is, or how close they are to Egypt, they are going to start their journey of encircling Egypt. Which means that they are going to expand a bunch. And they basically discover a bunch as well. Like, I discover all of these lands. Which is how they expand up here. Now Egypt sees what they're doing and tries to expand outwards. However, bad news is, old lands had no intention of going that close to the border, so they still are encircled. Now, at this point, Egypt is like doomed. Like, they have no way to get out, since old lands also controls this bit of water. And obviously they're going to start tightening their grip around Egypt. Egypt's going to do their best to expand. However, eventually, the borders are going to look like, they're going to look like this. And what does that mean? That means it is going to be war. So it is war against Egypt. Now, old lands is like the strongest country right now, so obviously like instantly take over Egypt. And now they're even larger. They are massive. Now, new lands is kind of crumbling right now. And they are going to advance in their technology, which means that they are going to now become the strongest country. And then this country over here, this is going to become the second strongest country, since they have access to Europe, which is pretty good. They've also discovered quite a lot. So, yeah. And they are then going to conquer all of this land. So this is basically just Europe, this country. Anyways, something new. New lands is going to discover Cyprus, which is cool, I guess. Like they're gonna take over Cyprus. Yeah. And since Newlands is really unstable right now, there is actually going to be a revolt, which means there is going to be a new country starting up here. It's breaking away from Newlands. However, Newlands, like I said, is really strong now, and like instantly destroy it. What's this here? Anyways, Newlands now is going to keep on advancing in technology, and now they're going to go to war with Old Lands. So Newlands is obviously going to expand quite a lot from this. Meaning that Old Lands is basically like doomed. So they force peace. Which means that this is what the peace treaty is going to look like. Newlands is going to take over all of this land. And Old Lands is going to be reduced to basically just like... this is going to be all of their land in Africa. Since they're going to take over this. And yeah. Now Old Lands is like really small and Newlands is big. Anyways, this country in Europe's gonna send more discovery teams out, and they discover a lot of land. They discover Denmark and all that. Whoops. They discover all of this land, and they find Italy, and with Italy they are actually the discovery team is going to make their own country. They're going to make it down the south of Italy, and right here, and their country's is going to start down here. And it's going to take over all of this land. This is obviously a strong-ish country, since it's got all of this land. Yeah. Anyways, they discover Sicily. Good for them. Anyways, Newlands is going to think for a second, and they actually want to get all of their old lands back, so they go to attack whatever country this is. And now, now with that country being destroyed, a lot of countries aren't going to be happy, and we're going to have the first, like, coalition kind of against them, who are going to go to war. Now this is because the Newlands is like just getting too strong. Old Lands is able to hold its stand down here. However, Borknik falls. I don't want this country to fall though, so it's going to go against them. Now, they are actually going to lose some power, Newlands. Old Lands is desperately holding on. But they know that now Newlands is quite weak. And now their power's gone up, since they have their old power back. And Newlands is going to die, and we're going to see Newlands be partitioned up by these countries, as Old Lands gets all of this land back. Obviously, New Republic is going to gain some lands. Same with whatever's down there below it. This country is going to gain all of these lands. And Borknik is going to come back and take over these and have these lands. It's gonna get quite a bit of lands for being under control. And then there's going to be New Lands 2.0 forming. However, this New Lands is extremely weakened. As this country over here that defeated it is going to get all of these lands. And Old Lands is actually going to gain more lands than it used to have. And all of these countries are still going to be good friends. They're going to be friends with each other. And also, it's going to be New Lands is going to become a puppet state of Old Lands. So yeah, these relations are good up here. However, I'm not going to have a proper alliance yet. Okay. Anyways, in Europe, this purple country here is going to discover the breakaway of like this Italian nation, and they're going to get angry as the Italian nation rises. At this point, this is just Italy, by the way. I've basically just remade Italy, but larger. Now the two countries are going to share a border. And obviously, they are going to, because they are both really strong, like they both probably have like about the same strength, they are going to create a buffer state. This is going to be a Germanic state. Basically, so this is going to be Germany. This is my Germany, alright? Alright, so Germany is going to expand, and it's going to take some land out of both the countries. Now it is also going to expand north a bit, so that it can actually, be a decently large country. Yeah. Anyways, now France is discovered, like all of France, so that's cool. So Europe is practically discovered. This Germany nation is going to get all of these lands, and they are obviously large. So yeah. They're going to expand north, and they are going to conquer all of these lands. So they are now quite a big country. And a new thing is going to be discovered. There's going to be the discovery of a tribe. I think this is the first tribe I've made. But yeah, this is going to be like a tribe. And with the discovery of this tribe, these guys are obviously going to expand towards the tribe, and they are going to destroy it. Yeah. Now this tribe is not the best in strength. They're going to fall, and why did I want the tribe to fall? It's so that an actual country can be formed. Because these people don't like tribes. So this is going to be an actual country, an African country. This is like the first real African country. Like this is the first African country that's only in Africa and centered around Africa. Yeah. This is basically like Ethiopia right now. That's cool. Anyways, there's going to be an expedition team sent this way. And they're going to discover basically all the coast of the Mediterranean. Whoopsies. They are going to, like I was saying, discover the coast of the Mediterranean. There we go. So yeah, now I know the coast of the Mediterranean, and this is going to be around by Italy. And Italy's going to expand into here. So they're going to set up like some colonies. And yeah, Old Lands is going to get all the rest of this land in this little bit. Nice. Yeah. And also Iberia is going to be discovered, or Spain and Portugal. Which means obviously we need a new country down here. It's going to discover all of these lands. And it's not going to be really big, because Spain is mostly like desert, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're already like 16 minutes into the recording. Can't even tell how fast time is going. Anyways, these guys are going to take over all of this. I mean, no, they're going to discover this land. And this country right here is going to expand to there. Yeah, so these are some pretty strong countries. And they're going to also... these are all the lands that have been discovered over these times, basically. And we're going to see something happen. We're going to see these guys over here, they are going to start looking around Asia. And this is where we're going to see a discovery team. So the country right here, the country below it, and Old Lands, they are all going to they're all going to explore the lands down in Asia. So they are going to follow this trail down the coast, and they're going to discover India. This is where they expand to. This is where they find, because their resources are low, and they're going to set up a new nation. So this is going to be basically India. And it's going to have all of these lands. So it's going to be a pretty big country. But this country... Actually, no, I'm going to just take away some ones. Yeah. This country is home to the exploration group. So, like, say in India, just to get more resources. And when the news of the resources being gone is going to reach Old Lands in all of these countries, and they're going to start sending some sea expeditions. So they're going to explore some of the sea, and they'll find out if they can find a way to get to them. So this is going to be the first time where they're going to discover some places in the sea. First time they're crossing the sea. And all of this sea land is going to be found. Sea land. Anyways, with this being found, they're going to, send some resources over. which means that they'll continue their journey through Asia. And they're going to go down through Thailand, down here, and they're gonna go back around into like the areas of Vietnam and all that. And there's gonna be all of this land being discovered. They're gonna keep on snaking up into China. And at some point they've got to stop, but they're kind of just discovering the coast. So yeah, they take over. They find this land in China. What is going on? I have no idea what's going on. Oh wait, I think I might. The sea. The sea mustn't all be discovered. There we go. And I've just got to do these colonies, all this, discover the discovered sea to the colonies. Yep. Okay, and there we go. It's time to go back to Asia, where these guys are going to discover all... Not again. I hate this. I've got to wait like 10 seconds just for this. Okay, these lands are undiscovered. Alright. There we go. That should be better. There we go. Right. Now I should be able to do that. Yep. And eventually it's going to start getting obviously a bit cold as they keep on discovering up into where Siberia is about. And so this is going to be the end of their journey. They're going to make a country here. And shortly after, they're going to discover this island. And they're going to set up a colony there. Yeah. So there's going to be 8. So there's now Asia. So it's not just like Arabia and well, I guess Arabia is a part of Asia, but now we have more Asia, the Eastern Asia, yeah. Anyways, now there's gonna be more discoveries. So they're gonna discover all of Norway, well, most of Norway and Sweden. And there's going to be a new country up here in Scandinavia. Yep. This is going to be a pretty big country. So this world, starting to get pretty filled up, I must say. As there's going to be a Polish country, kind of. Yeah. Something like that. So these are 2 different countries. Don't confuse them. And obviously, these lands are going to be discovered. Yeah. Okay, now there's going to be new land in France as well. This is going to be a French country. Oh yeah, it can just have all of France and Denmark. That's fine too. Okay, and also major discovery, the UK or Britain. Yeah, and they're going to discover all the south of. They're going to discover all of England and Scotland. And so they're obviously going to set up a new country here. Hold on a second. I wonder how long I had my mic on mute or recording pause. But basically, Britain was divided. If you didn't see it, this country took over all of Britain. This country revolted and took over all of Scotland and this land up here. And then this Scotland country revolted against Goldnir, and this country took land, got in a war and took land from both. And Italy controls these waterways now. Okay, the French country is going to ignore all of the things that are happening in Britain, and they're just going to expand. Exactly what the German nation is going to do, taking over Denmark and parts of France. So this Germany nation is basically like the heart of Europe right now. And the expansion is going to be limited to like here for the Germanic country. And so this is the lands that the Germanic country is going to control for a while. And now all of France is going to be controlled. And now if we zoom out, Europe is looking really full. Europe is almost completely full, but not as full as Arabia. And speaking of Arabia, we actually have an event. New Lands is going to revolt against Old Lands. Yeah. And they're going to control a bunch of lands. And they're going to peace out. So basically they're going to become an independent country, so they're no longer a puppet state. So yippee to them. They're going to control Cyprus again. They're going to control all of these lands down here. New Lands is back in business. I don't know what that dot is for. Looks for something. Anyways, New Lands discovered in Africa. There's quite a lot of lands discovered, really. However, what else do you expect? There's gonna be quite a lot of things happening, so yeah. This country is going to expand up this way. And this country is going to expand up to here. And they're going to want to unite with their colony. So they're going to start taking over all of these lands. And they're going to ask for land to connect their country, yeah. and there's going to be like a land deal, so they're going to take over all of this land, and then this country's new land is going to take over these lands, and this country is going to take over some lands from new lands. So all countries expand quite a bit. But yeah, now this country can get their resources up here easier. Anyways, huge discovery. All of Scandinavia is discovered. So Finland has been discovered, and now they're gonna start conquering all of Finland, Greater Finland, and they're gonna have the north of it. And mind you, these lands are like freezing cold, so nobody lives in them. Until we get more south into Finland, then these lands are quite good. So if people from the north start moving south, which is good, since now they've got a stable-ish economy. Yeah. Also, this Spanish country is going to expand like this. So not really anything big, but something that is big is going to be the discovery of Ireland. So Ireland is going to be fully discovered, and there's going to be a country, and Ireland is going to be a new country. Yeah. Also, with Ireland being discovered, whilst they were discovering Ireland, they would have probably discovered some of these islands. So I'm just gonna give these islands to countries, yeah, and stuff. So yeah, the British Isles are looking quite divided. Europe is looking quite large. Like the countries in Europe are looking quite large. Yeah, also a major event. This country over here is going to discover more land and conquer it. And this is going to be what leads up to the formation of a new country. Well, no. Basically, that wasn't the major event. The major event is Korea. Korea is a country. Hell yeah. However, another major event is Japan. Japan's discovered. Yippee, and obviously, Japan's going to be divided. Actually, no, this country is going to take over the northern island of Japan. Northern Ireland. And down in the south, this is where a Japanese country is going to be formed. And it's going to control these lands. And it quickly expands down. And another country forms, which is basically just the south of Japan. So basically, Japan is divided into north and south. Japan is basically just Korea now. Japan's Korea in real life. Yeah, so with Japan being discovered and all of this, like a bunch of the world being done, I'm happy to have this be the end of this video. So as always, if you want to see more, obviously like and leave a comment saying, this video was good, I would like to see another one. And anyways, goodbye. See you in the next video.